I ask unanimous consent that the quorum call be rescinded.
We're not in a quorum call.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise today with my friend and colleague, Senator Cotton, to recognize the service and the sacrifice of Stone County Sheriff Deputy Justin Smith, who was fatally wounded in the line of duty on January 2nd, 2024. It takes a special person to wear a law enforcement officer's uniform. For Deputy Smith, being part of this select group of individuals called to serve and protect was a dream come true. He was a distinguished member of the law enforcement community for 24 years, honorably serving first as a corrections officer in Jackson and Independence counties, and then a constable and deputy sheriff in Stone County, where he spent 14 years. Deputy Smith loved his job. He loved working for the good of his family, friends, and neighbors. He was so proud to be in a position to make a difference in the lives of the Arkansans and took advantage of that opportunity on countless occasions. Those who served alongside him recognized his compassion and the helpful influence he had on the youth he worked with. Two marks of any special public servant. Stone County Sheriff Brandon Long described Deputy Smith as a team player who was always willing to go the extra mile. There was never a time he was called to come in that he didn't show up, the sheriff said. By living his life dedicated to public service, he also instilled that passion in his family. His sons have taken up roles with a higher calling as well, one being a veteran, another currently serving in active duty in the Air Force, and another who followed directly in his father's footsteps by pursuing a career in law enforcement. They all benefited from the love of their dad, not only for them, but for others, and the faithful way he went about showing it in every aspect of life. As Deputy Smith knew, we depend on law enforcement officers to keep us safe. His death is a tragic reminder of the risk these men and women face each day, and it prompts us to ensure we will always offer the gratitude and respect they so richly deserve in exchange for the tremendous sacrifices that they make. I join all Arkansans as we mourn the death of this hero. I ask my colleagues to lift up Deputy Smith's wife, Lori, and his entire family, Stone County's law enforcement personnel, and all who loved him in prayer. We will forever remember him as the true hero that he was. I yield to my colleague, Senator Cotton.
Today, I join Senator Boozman in mourning the death of Stone County Deputy Sheriff Justin Smith. On January 2nd, Deputy Smith was shot and killed in the line of duty while serving a warrant. With his passing, Arkansas has lost a selfless public servant who reflected the very best of our state. Deputy Smith grew up in Arkansas, and he worked in law enforcement for 24 years, first as a corrections officer and then at the Stone County Sheriff's Department, where he worked for the past 14 years. Time and again, he went above and beyond the call of duty. Stone County Sheriff Brandon Long said of Deputy Smith, "There was never a time he was called to come in that he didn't show up. He was the type of person that when his shift ended, if he needed to stay over, it was no questions asked." Deputy Smith was a gregarious and generous man who made friends and smiled easily. He enjoyed hunting and spending time with his large family. Deputy Smith is survived by his wife, Lori, 3 sons, 2 daughters-in-law, 3 stepchildren, 4 siblings, and 14 grandchildren, along with many nieces, nephews, and cousins. Our prayers and the prayers of all Arkansans are with his family in this time of pain and mourning. One of his sons reflected that perhaps the hardest part of all of this is that my dad only exists in memories and photos, and that's all we'll have left of him. Those heartbreaking words reflect the terrible danger that our men and women in blue and their families endure every single day. It's one of the many reasons why our police deserve the lasting gratitude and support of their communities, states, and our nation. That gratitude was on full display at Deputy Smith's funeral, where leaders across the state attended, including Governor Sarah Sanders and Attorney General Tim Griffin. In fact, so many people wanted to honor Deputy Smith's life that the service had to be simulcast into a second church. On behalf of the grateful state, Senator Boozman and I want to thank Deputy Smith and his whole family for their service to Stone County and to Arkansas. God bless them, and God bless Arkansas.